Hello. You are on mute.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Hello, wishing a very hearty good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing really great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for asking, Kasser. Am I pronouncing it correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's really nice. So I see that you are filled with beans today.
Yes.
Isn't it? Filled with beans means you seem too energetic.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I'm a morning riser. I wake up 5:30 a.m. every day.
Mhm.
That's why I book the session at 7 a.m.
No issues. Filled with beans again, energetic. I'll tell you one more thing. Uh, Morning riser is not the correct way to say it. You should say, I am an early bird, or I wake up early in the morning.
Okay.
Okay? I am an early
Yes.
bird is the right way to say
But
it. Because I'm somewhat not an early bird, but I am a night owl. Okay?
yeah,
The complete opposite of early bird.
early bird.
Yes, yes, definitely. So, tell me about your day. Like, what do you do by getting up early in the morning at 5:30, and how does your day go on from that time onwards?
Yeah, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. After getting fresh.
Mhm.
I read books. I love to read motivational books. Half an hour I read books. Thereafter, I try to write something 1 to 2 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Thereafter, I go to my institute where I teach basic English.
Hmm. Okay,
Uh,
all right.
yeah, 7:30 to 10:30, I teach there. Thereafter, I come back home. After having breakfast, I start studying, learning something new.
Hmm.
In the evening, I go to my institute again. I teach there around 3 hours. Thereafter, I come back home and I start reading, writing, listening. This is my routine as usual, what I do every single day. Mostly, I focus on teaching and learning. I'm a trainer as well as working on myself.
Hmm.
I want to be a public speaker.
Wonderful. That's great. Like that's some next level motivation so early in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So it's really nice to know about you, Casper. Then you've already told me most of the things about you. I would also like to tell you something about myself as well. But I have a few questions which I'll be asking after my introduction. So, as you can see on the screen, I go by Muskan and I come from the city of Joy, Kolkata. I have 3 years of teaching experience and I love to read and write. I love to paint. And over here, I love to express my desire to learn and grow together with all my learners. That's all about me. So, as you mentioned
That
that you teach at an institute, right? So, is this your own institute or just working as faculty over there?
no, no, it is my own
Okay, what's the name of the institute?
interactive English language training program. I'm a YouTuber as well, interactive English with Kaiser.
Okay, all right. So, are you going to upload this video on YouTube?
Hopefully, but it will
Hopefully.
take time.
Okay, all right. That's all. That's all right. No issues about that. So, Kasser, how did you get inspired, like you know, to open this institute that you have opened? Like, who inspired you? What was the motivation behind this?
So in this case, I would sorry, I have to narrate you my small story. How I started my journey.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 5 years ago, I was a welder.
Hmm.
I used to do welding work. I worked in Saudi Arabia as well as Dubai. So when I was in Dubai, I met with an accident. So I was admitted in the hospital. That's where I had two options. Either I had to speak English or Arabic. I knew none of them, because of which I had to struggle a lot there. So when I came back from there, I thought to improve my English.
Hmm.
So I went to an institute and I took admission there. When I was in front of 15 students, I was completely terrified. I was completely blank. I couldn't even utter few sentences in English language.
Hmm.
So as I was told that I could learn English within 3 months, I spent 3 months there. I started my journey from very scratch. So it was quite difficult to learn English within 3 months. So after completing my course, I was unable to speak. So and after that, I started working on myself individually. I started working on sorry, I started working on myself individually. That's where I got to know it is completely a deception to learn English within 3 months.
Hmm.
There are lot many things that we have to cover up, like grammar, words, intonation, body language, fear. Okay, last but not the least, pronunciation.
Hmm.
As I am from Jharkhand, so most of the people struggle to pronounce each word correctly. Even I struggle. I'm still working on it. So, as I got to know that it is completely deception, I started making people aware. I started making people aware of English language. English belongs to you. The more you work on it, the better you will be. There is no time limit. No language has a time limit to learn. Somebody may take 6 months, somebody may take 3 years, somebody may take 30 years. It is all about practice. So that that motivation I got during my journey. That's why I started teaching students to make them aware. If you want to learn English, if you want to achieve whatever you want, there is a process that should be followed by everyone. That is how I got motivated, man.
Okay, sounds wonderful. I mean, this story is really inspirational, I would say. As you say right now, as you're saying that there is no perfect time limit to learn this language. It depends on you. It's on you how much effort you want to put in, what you want to do with the capability that you have within yourself. And I think that you are using it to the fullest, your capability that's there within you. You're using it to the fullest. And it's a great realization, to be honest, Kessa. Not many people have attained that yet.
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree.
Yes. So I would like to know one more thing. Like, how did you get this realization that it does not depend on the faculty, it does not depend on the external factors, but just on you, as how much time you're going to take to learn English. So, what made you realize this thing, this concept?
Okay, so, ma'am, to be honest, when you feel hungry,
Hmm.
do you ask somebody to what to eat?
No.
You know, yeah, you know about your hunger.
Hmm.
You know what you have to eat. So in this case, nobody can tell you how long will you take to achieve your goal or how long will you take to learn English.
Hmm.
It depends on you. You will decide how long will you take to make over your English language.
Hmm.
Okay. If you practice 1 hour every single day, it may take a year and a half. If you practice 5 to 6 hours a day, it may take 6 months to 4 months to 6 months. It completely depends on you. Because when you get realization that what you are doing right, what you are doing wrong, nobody can stop you to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So don't depend on others. No teacher can teach you English unless you want. So put effort on yourself. But
Hmm.
we are dependent. We are dependent. We need someone to help all the time.
Hmm.
If we make a plan, when we make a plan, we go here and there. We go to friends, we go to relatives, we ask them, okay, I want to do this thing, how to do?
Hmm.
So you are the one who knows the thing that you want to achieve, whether it is your first priority or not. If it is not your first priority, I can guarantee you, you are not going to get it. So first make your priorities. Whatever, when we feel sleepy, we sleep. This is our first priority. When we feel thirsty, we drink. This is our first priority. When we feel hungry, we eat. This is our first priority. So mostly people want to learn English, but they do not set priority, because of which they struggle.
Hmm.
I mentioned earlier, ma'am, in the beginning, I had to struggle a lot. I could not speak even 2 sentences in English language. I spoke only, my name is Kaisar. I live in Sultan Nagar Chas, and started sweating. Sorry, started sweating.
Hmm.
So, starting journey from very scratch. At least right now, I am speaking in English language. So
Okay.
you can see, nothing is impossible. They're saying in English language, if you really want to achieve something, you must have a burning desire. Anything can be possible if you want to make it possible.
Hmm. Yes, that's fantastic because that's the reason why I asked this to you, because there are many people who just want to get that thing done anyhow, in the shortest time period possible. But how can this happen? It's not at all possible for this to happen, in the shortest time possible. You need to give time. That's the reason why we say that you need to have a burning desire within yourself, and that is something that will take you forward.
Yes, ma'am. So in India, what happens when people start learning English? When they are dire need of it, when they get failed in the interview,
Hmm.
when they do not pass the exam, that's where they get to know importance of English language, and they want to learn. Just just spam of time, short period of time they want to learn, which is not possible. How long did we take to speak our native language? We didn't learn it within 2 to 3 months.
Hmm.
We had environment. Everybody was speaking our native language around us, even though we do not have time period. How long did we take to speak our native language? How can we set a period in English language? We do not get environment around us. Nobody speaks English around us. So the language we want to learn English do not have environment, even though we want to learn within 1 to 3 months. But the language which we have been speaking since childhood, we do not know how long did we take to learn.
Yes, let me tell you one thing, especially when a child is born, the child does not know how to speak anything. But after that, it takes around 1 to 2 years to completely, for the child to completely start speaking in English. So it's not just about a matter of a few months, it's about years. Firstly, the child will babble, and
Yes,
then
yes.
and then afterwards the child will start speaking bit by bit. So of course it takes him or her around 2 years to start speaking properly. But over here everybody wants to become a fluent speaker in just a matter of 2 months like that.
Yes, ma'am. So
Yeah.
when a child starts speaking, he never says papa.
Yeah.
He says pa,
Hmm.
pa. But nobody says him that you are making pronunciation mistake.
Hmm.
Okay, you should sound papa completely. But
Hmm.
in case of English language, everybody will make you realize that you are making this mistake, you are making that mistake. Yeah, I am completely aware of it.
Hmm.
That while speaking English language, I make some mistakes like pronunciation, sentence structures. I am working on it. Sooner or later, I will be better.
Hmm.
So I cannot stop my journey thinking that I cannot speak English because I'm going to make a mistake. Not like that. Keep speaking. Suppose that right now I'm speaking in front of you. You might be noticing my mistakes.
Hmm.
At the end of the class, you will make me realize that, sir, you made this mistake, you made that mistake. Thereafter, I will start working on that. So we have to express completely. We need to share our feelings, what goes around in our brain.
Absolutely, I definitely agree with you. Talking about the pronunciation, the mistakes that you are referring to over here, that's the very first syllable baby utters, as you
Yes.
mentioned. So that's the very first syllable. So of course when we are learning something and we are at the very initial point, we do not pinpoint mistakes. We let the person speak, we let the person understand that the language, the every facet, the very facets of the language all by himself or herself, and then we let them go ahead. So that's what happens. Yes, sir. So but talking about you, as you mentioned, that you cannot just drop it off because you know that you are making errors. That's a very great point. You're not getting demotivated by any of it. It's like, okay, I'm making errors, but whatever the errors are, I will be learning from it. That's a positive inspiration many people should take from you, because people just stop midway. They stop their journey because they feel like, oh, it's not my cup of tea, it's not happening, and they don't have patience.
Yes, ma'am. Yesterday, I had a conversation with a tutor at English Shari. So she told me, Kaisar, we should not say prefer.
Hmm.
We say prefer.
Hmm.
So I learned I learned yesterday. Okay, hereafter I am not supposed to pronounce prefer. I have to pronounce prefer.
Yeah.
That is how we learn.
Hmm.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, mistakes are part of our life. Every now and then we make mistakes. So
Hmm.
you do not need to hold your mistake back you. Keep moving forward.
You should not let your mistakes hold you back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, not hold
Hold you
back.
back.
It is not correct. Hold you back.
Hold you back. Okay. So I read somewhere, I don't know where, that mistakes are best teacher for you. It teaches you every day something new. Learn from your mistakes. Don't
Yeah.
rely on it. Don't think that if you are making mistakes today, you will not correct it tomorrow.
Hmm.
I believe that, yeah, I make a mistake. I have to learn from it and work on it. Sooner or later, I will get better. That is how learning goes ahead.
Goes?
Ahead.
Goes ahead. Yes, absolutely. So that's how you move forward. That's how you take a step forward.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would like to share one more idiom with you, and that is that's how you go an extra mile.
Yes, ma'am.
To go an extra mile means, again, to move ahead and do hard work. To move ahead.
To go an extra mile, to move ahead.
Okay, like you're doing something extra. So over here, Kasser, I can say that Kasser, you are all set to go an extra mile when it comes to learning English, right?
Yes.
Okay, just one suggestion that I have for you, it is, how do you pronounce this? Just let me know.
It is related to S.
No,
Our life.
come again.
Our life.
Okay, now it's the pronunciation of the word R. Now it's correct. So sometimes what happens is that when you're pronouncing these words, you are overemphasizing on the letter R. So whenever this R comes, you pronounce it completely, right? Such
Yes,
as
ma'am.
this word. How will you pronounce this?
Better.
Now it's correct. Better. So it's not better. We don't say better. We don't pronounce the entire R. So when that happens, so it does not sound good because like we do not speak in that way. We do not pronounce the complete R. So just try to work on that. Whenever R comes, make sure that you pronounce it partially, but not completely.
Yeah, actually, what happens, ma'am, when it's comes to pronouncing word separately,
Hmm.
I do not make mistake. So when I'm in flow,
Hmm.
sharing something, subconsciously, I make this kind of silly mistake. It happens due
Yeah.
to mother tongue MPI, I can say.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely, you can say that. I was about to suggest you one thing, and that is shadowing practice. You can do this. Aware of shadowing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
I
you can do
practice
this.
5 to 6 hours every single day.
Oh my God, that's too much. I mean, I've never heard anybody say this that they practice 5 to 6 hours every single day. Maybe they run out of patience, but you have not yet.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, the way I started my journey,
Hmm.
nobody can believe. I was completely unaware of English language.
Hmm.
For example, let me tell you, for our life, better, shadowing practice, go and an extra mile, 2 more. That is how I started my journey, man.
Hmm.
I was unable to utter few words in English language. Nobody believes when I share my journey. Nobody believes.